Well, gosh, it's so exciting to be here with Dr. Mary Seaman and one of her clients, Heather. How are you, ladies?
Great, fantastic.
Well, you know that this issue of our magazine is going to be titled All About You. So, because we are a women's fashion magazine, we are really wanting to kind of talk to you a little bit about some of the issues that we know that women have. One of them being the feeling of not deserving the time maybe to take for ourselves. And the other is that we find that a lot of women really struggle with a lot of self-doubt. So, Dr. Mary, would you be able to share some insight with us?
Yes. The biggest thing that I've noticed about not deserving, I think it comes from our parents and our ancestors. So if we don't have that modeled in front of us, we don't feel that it's okay for us to do it to ourselves, for ourselves. And I think it's really important for us to release that. So for example, a couple techniques that I work with my clients is that I want to help them release patterns. So Heather, what I want you to think about is feeling deserving. What do you think you learned that from? Your mom or your dad? Your right hand wants to go up or your left hand wants to go up? Okay, so it's your right hand.
Yeah.
So let's just see where she gets it from. Her mom or her dad? What hand wants to go up?
Her mom.
Her mom. So what I want you to do is visualize yourself at the beach. See the word not deserving on the sand. See a big wave, take that away. And see what word comes up.
Powerful.
See a big wave, take the word powerful away. And see what other words come up.
Ease.
See a big wave, take that away. See what other word comes up.
Clear. It's clear.
It's clear. So bring the clarity from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. And open your eyes and tell me how your body feels.
At ease. Comfortable with what is.
Perfect. So now what I want to do, so basically what we just did was we just went through a process of just releasing what was in her unconscious. And now what I want to do is I want to clear it genealogically. So I want you to think about your mother. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 generations. Say, I release
I release
8 generations
8 generations
of self-doubt
of self-doubt
on my mother's side.
on my mother's side.
I release it from them,
I release it from them,
and I release it from me.
and I release it from me,
And 3 generations forward.
and 3 generations forward.
Take another breath. And release. The reason why I go forward is because so the pattern stops with her so it doesn't carry on to her children and their children. So again, what we did was we figured out what the problem was. We released it. That was this one technique of putting it on the sand, releasing it. We cleared it genealogically from our ancestors. We cleared it from them, her, and her children. So when she experienced something for the first time and she's never done that before, she's going to be a clean slate. And what happens is that that's one aspect. Another aspect is she's around other women. Just for example, she's at a PTA meeting and everybody's anxious and she's picking it up and she realizes this isn't hers. So it's really important to understand where you start and end so you don't pick up on other people's emotions and process them as your own. So for example, if she's sitting there and she's feeling anxiety in her throat and she's not used to feeling anxiety in her throat, that's her first indication. Ding, 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 something's wrong. She picked up on somebody's energy. So what she says to herself is, any energy that I picked up on, I give it back to that person gently and kindly. Any energy they've taken on from me, I give it back to myself. And by doing that, she will clear her space and she will do something with that energy she picked up. And she will create love, excitement, joy in the space. So whoever she picked that up on, she's going to throw it in the environment so other people can pick it up. So she doesn't have to pick up the anxiety, and she doesn't have to hold it through the whole PTA meeting, because that can be a long time.
Yeah.
So these are the things that I do to teach people how to, one, recognize what's theirs, and recognize what's others, and release it so they're not processing other people's stuff.
Well, you are an amazing artist at what you do. Can women just give you a call at your office and schedule an appointment? I know you have this beautiful suite here in Lafayette. Is that how they set appointments up to meet with you?
Yes, they can just give me a call, 925-451-4010, and you will have the information so you can give it to them if they want to help them stand in their power and access their full potential. Because my gift is I get to see how beautiful your soul is, and what I do is I help people to track all the negativity that happened in their life so they can see what I see. And then they have a clean slate to make a choice different than their parents. Sometimes we just replicate patterns. Once you have the awareness, the patterns stop, and now you have a choice to do it that way or your own way. And my goal is to help people stand in the power and do it the way they want to do it.
Well, you really are a blessing. Thank you both for sharing this with Fuse Fashion Magazine. And I know that so many of our readers will definitely have life-altering experiences after hearing your great voice. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Yay! That was good!
I'd love to give a testimonial on what it feels like to leave here and feel that sense of clearing. But I
Okay.
didn't want to like jump in because that felt like a whole piece.
It was a good piece.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
I don't even know if you'll end up using what I'm about to say, but I feel like I have some language that I could add to that about being your client, like what that means.
okay.
Set that down.
Okay, so no. So I'm recording, so I must have hit it twice.
Okay.
So I think I just picked up everything you just
Okay.
said. So that's good. So let's go ahead and let's talk. Okay, so here's the intro.
They're so.
Okay, hang on just a sec.
Okay.
So Heather, that was great watching Dr. Mary help with some of those patterns that apparently we keep dragging through from our parents' experiences. How does that feel? I know that you've been a longtime client of Dr. Mary's. How does that feel when you leave after having that great experience and working with such an amazing woman?
There are so many unconscious patterns in our lives. In particular for women, we are scrutinizing ourselves constantly and other women. We fall into the whole perfectionism. We compare ourselves to other people constantly. The weight is tremendous. You don't realize what you're carrying around and how it drains you and exhausts you. I talk to a lot of women that confess being exhausted or unhappy or feeling like something's missing, or that they just can't get off this treadmill of bad feelings about themselves and self-doubt. I came to Mary with some very specific questions about things that were happening in my life, and each time I leave Mary's office, there is this whoosh feeling that I just set all that baggage down, especially the part of it that didn't belong to me. Mary talked about our ancestral roots and all kinds of things that we're carrying that we just don't even realize. And it takes a form in your body. I mean, it changes your physiology, not just a mood thing. And it's such a long-lasting effect, too. It has shifted my consciousness to a higher level so that I can connect more easily with divinity instead of expecting just to connect with things on the earth to help me. It puts me back into my body, grounds me, and connects me with my higher self. And I don't think that there's anything better than that. I mean, it's like I feel like I've been at a spa all day when I leave here because I'm so released from it all.
That's wonderful. And thank you so much for sharing. Thank you both.